Hey guys, TKC here, long time no see. I didn't really post anything over the weekend. I was really busy, but I'm back. So now I can talk about some awesome stuff in the world of Kaijudo. So as you can see, I'm wearing a blue shirt, and coincidentally, I'm going to be talking about 3 water cards that have been previewed in the new set. And of course, you know what that means. Water means Water Dragon, Water Firebird. We're finally going to complete the whole cycle of the Super Rare Dragon and the Firebird cycle. So let's get straight to the Super Rare Dragon, of course, and that is Issel of the Frozen Wastes, a Tsunami Dragon, level 8, 11,000 power. Now, this card has Double Breaker and the ability Arctic Winds. While this creature is tapped, enemy creatures don't untap at the start of your opponent's turn. Oh my goodness. So, there are a couple things very interesting about this card. First of all, I believe this is the only level 8 of the 5 Super Rare Dragons. The other ones are all level 9. And it also has a very, very interesting ability in Arctic Winds. Now, the thing is, for this ability to go off, you have to be attacking with this. So, it's kind of weird because this card is like a control card, and at the same time, you kind of have to attack with it. It's kind of like the whole Aqua Seneschal ordeal where, you know, it's good in almost any deck, and originally we figured that Aqua Seneschal wouldn't be good in control decks because you don't want to be attacking, but it turns out Aqua Seneschal is good in almost anything it goes in. So, Issel is kind of like Aqua Seneschal in the fact that you have to attack for the awesome control aspect of the effect to go off. You can only expect this effect to work for, I'm guessing, 2 turns, or, even better, you could actually make it last longer because you don't have to necessarily hit shields with this. You could always attack their tapped creatures and then leave the rest of their tapped creatures tapped. And you could just kind of lock down the field that way. So this kind of prevents your opponent from attacking because then it kind of leaves their creatures stuck tapped with this out. So it's a very, very interesting card. I have no idea how this card is going to work in the meta, in the format. I have absolutely no clue. It seems really, really good because it's cheap and the effect is great. And I think it will do lots of crazy things, but I'm honestly not sure. Just the fact that you have to have this tap for the effect to work is kind of difficult, but at the same time not so much because there's tons of tap cards now, so, you know, tapping isn't the hardest thing in the world. And so, yeah, I don't know. This card seems really, really good, though. Alright, so now we're going to be talking about the Firebird, and the Firebird is Nyx. Dang it, why didn't they use the Cutie Lupia art from Duel Masters? So, usually they get the art from Duel Masters, or they, you know, sometimes make their own art for the game. But in this case, all the Firebirds, I believe, are from Duel Masters art. And I really wish they chose this one. It's just so cute. As a matter of fact, this card is called Cutie Lupia. And it's just like, oh, Water Firebird, oh. And then I even have a shiny version of it, too. It's like a promo version from the Japanese game. And it would have been so awesome if this card art was on the Water Firebird. So that way I could be like, oh, cool, I have a shiny version, but only in Duel Masters, so it doesn't really count. But alas, that's okay. We got this Water Firebird here. It kind of looks weird, but that's alright. Hopefully Cutie Lupia will make it eventually. So this card's a level 3, 1000 power Firebird. It of course has Dragon Song, you all know what that does by now. And it has Issel's Envoy. Whenever you put a dragon into the battle zone, you may draw a card. So I think this is kind of obvious what the effect was going to be, but of course it could have been a lot of other twists to it, you know, like whenever a dragon attacks instead, you may draw a card, but I think that would have been kind of meh. So I think it's nice that it's whenever you put a dragon into the battle zone, just like summon, draw. It ends up being like a great arena for your dragons, which is excellent. I just really love how all the Firebirds do something different, all the dragons do something different, and so this kind of gives us the chance to customize our dragon decks in the way that we prefer it, and, you know, who knows, maybe even 5 Civ Dragons is going to happen. I think that's going to be a little bit kind of bad, but it'll be interesting anyway. That'd be a very, very interesting deck. And, yeah, so I really love all the different options we have at our disposal now, thanks to Dragon Strike Infinite, so it's going to be really interesting. So I'd like to point out that those 2 cards I just talked about was actually previewed by Erwin. If you don't know who Erwin is, he's the guy who runs the Magic Show, and I guess he also works for Star City Games as well. But he basically got, you know, popular on YouTube by talking about Magic and just made the Magic Show and just talked about Magic every week, and then eventually people saw him and then he started working for Star City Games, and I don't know if that's his exact story. Maybe it was the other way around, but anyways, And, you know, he just talks about Magic the Gathering and stuff. And so it's kind of interesting that he actually went ahead and talked about Kaijudo. So I guess Wizards of the Coast offered him the Water Dragon and Water Firebird to preview. And of course, you know, he didn't refuse. And he's like, okay, I guess I'll talk about Kaijudo. It's by the same company. I'll give him some support. And apparently he's going to be doing a Kaijudo show. I don't know how often. I doubt it'd be every week, but who knows? I have no idea. Maybe it'll be every month or so, every 2 weeks. So he's going to be talking about Kaijudo. It's kind of interesting because he is a Magic player, and it's kind of funny to see how Magic players kind of interpret Kaijudo, because they're quite different. Even though, you know, they have the mana and all that, and they have a lot of similar things, the games are very different. The video, he talks about the rules and stuff, and he gets some things kind of wrong, especially like the mana and stuff, and he kind of treats the game as it's a simplistic version of Magic, which is totally false, but you know, either way, I just like the idea that he's trying to support the game. So, you know, be sure to subscribe to him, or just, you know, check him out, because he'll be posting Kaijudo videos, you know, in the future. I already retweeted the video on my Twitter, and it should be on my Facebook as well. So you can go ahead and check it out there. I'll leave a link in the description as well. And then just keep an eye out for him or for me. I'm going to be uploading, or not uploading, but kind of posting when he talks about Kaijudo and stuff. So don't worry, you don't have to subscribe to him. I'll take care of that. But before I go, there's actually another preview card. So I'm going to be talking about it because this card really excites me. This card is probably one of the craziest cards in the set. So I'm going to be talking about it right now. It is Bottle of Wishes. Get ready, guys. This card is insane. Level 5 Shield Blast spell. Shuffle your deck. Reveal the top card. If it's a non-Evo creature, put it into the battle zone. If it's a spell that is level 7 or less, cast it for free. Otherwise, put it into your hand. Whoa! This card is just insane. You could do so many things with this card. It's just amazing. If you just so happen to get an evolution creature or a higher than level 7 spell, which I believe the only one that is right now is Skull Shatter, which is not the biggest deal in the world, you get a Skull Shatter. That's actually a good thing. You get to use it later. You get to use it like 3 turns later, which is amazing. But this card basically makes your dreams a reality, to get these big creatures on the field or cast these big spells as early as turn 5, or even earlier if you use cards like Sprout or Drifting Toadstool to quickly get to 5 mana and then play this. And hey, if you just somehow miss and you don't get what you want and you can't play it, it goes into your hand. So at the end of the day, you are still getting 1 card into your hand, or you're going to be just doing some crazy things with whatever you show at the top card. I can see so many cool deck ideas just with this card. You know, you just run a playset of this, and then you kind of base your deck around this card by running big things. You know, the Super Rare Dragons are like the perfect targets for this thing, you know? You could just bring out Infernus, and you just win. And it's, oh my god, this card is going to be so much fun. I'm definitely looking to playing this card. This is like exactly one of the cards I was looking for. Just a card that kind of changes things up, you know? Just kind of it doesn't really change how the game is played, but at the same time, like, it just really changes things from the norm of Kaijudo. So I just love cards that kind of do that and give something new to the game, and this card is like the perfect example for it. So I'm so excited to play Bottle of Wishes. So that's it for today. Now, I don't know what's going to be going on the Kaijudo website tomorrow, because I was expecting the Water Dragon to be posted and the Water Firebird to be posted there. So I'm not sure if there's even going to be a preview there this week, but I'm going to guess that there should be. So stay tuned for a Kaijudo preview up there. I'm very excited. And I'm very excited for something else that's going to be on this site, if you know what I mean. So stay tuned for all of the awesome updates tomorrow. I believe they update this site kind of early. It's somewhere between, I don't know, it's usually, I don't know when it happens. It happens when I'm at work, so I have no idea what happens until I'm done work. So it's usually during work time for me. So it's either in the morning or like in the afternoon. And so I'm very excited to see what's going to be going up on there. Alright guys, this is TKC, the Kaijudo channel. Hope you had a nice day, and I'm signing off right now. See you later.